In this video, we'll be taking up the homework for solving a linear system by substitution. The first two systems are pretty straightforward because you have one of the equations at least where the variable is isolated. So if one of the variables is isolated, then you don't have to perform the isolation, which makes solving by substitution easier. So I substitute equation 1 to 2, and then I solve for x using my ability to solve linear equations, and once I have x, I can solve for y. Same thing for 1b. I isolate for isolate x equals negative 4y minus 6 into the second equation, so x is no longer there. Once I do that, I can solve for y, and once I solve for y, I can solve for x using equation 1 or equation 2. Try to pick the one that will be easier for you. And of course, if x is already isolated, I would argue that it's as easy as it gets. Okay, for the second question, they're asking us is 2 negative 3 the solution to the system. So this was actually a typo. It's not negative 2 negative. It's 2 negative 3. 2 negative 3 is indeed a solution to the system because I proved using these left side right side tables that 2 negative 3 is a solution to all the equations, not only two equations, but to all the equations that make up the system, the linear system. So left side goes right side, left side goes right side. So once I've proven that it's a solution to all the equations that make up the linear system, then it must be a solution for the entire linear system. Okay. You have to check with both equations. Please don't be lazy and just check with one, because then it would be inconclusive. All right, so for question 3, same idea. You really solve by substitution, but it's a little harder than the first two linear systems in question 1 because you have to perform a substitution. Okay, so isolate for whatever variable you want, but try not to create fractions for yourself. Not that it's impossible to do, it's just we're trying to make ourselves as efficient as possible here. For question 4, really not much to say. You just have to simplify the equations they gave you and then isolate the variable and solve like you would have normally done in question 1 and 3. It's just extra steps, but you know, it's really good practice for your algebraic skills in this course. So hopefully you can expand and collect like terms. Okay, so that's question 4a and 4b. Question 5, just some pretty straightforward word problems. You're told that you sell 330 tickets. So A plus S, the adult tickets, and the student tickets must add up to 330 tickets. And you're told that you collect $2,380. Now, if each adult ticket costs $10 and each student ticket costs $6, then this second equation makes sense. So the money you collect from the students and the money you collect from the adults must total up to $2,380, and then solve the system by substitution. Okay. So you end up selling 100 adult tickets and 230 student tickets. And of course you can check 100 plus 230, that's 330, beautiful. And then if you sell 100 adult tickets, that's going to be $1,000 you collected from the adults. And 230 times 6, that is 1,380. So you collected $1,380 from the students and a total of $1,000 from the adults. And guess what? That's $2,380. Question 6. So they want you to build a system. This is very reminiscent of what you did in grade 9. You have two scenarios. One of them has a higher initial value, but then it offers you a better rate. And then the other one, so it's not as good. It's a lower initial value, but then the rate is not as good. So basically, you're playing a waiting game. If you play long enough, then one is better than the other. But if you don't play long enough, then the one with the higher initial value is better. So you do the math. So 2,500 is a solution, which means that after 20 months, both of these health clubs charge $500. So if you're only going to join a club for 1 year, you should go with Champion, because Champion is the one that has the lower initial value but the higher monthly cost. But since you're not playing for 20 months, you're only playing for 12 months, you should go with that option, the one that's better in the beginning. So the one that's better in the beginning is the one that has a lower initial value but a higher monthly cost. If you didn't see that logic, what you could have done is just let n equal 12 for both the equation for Phoenix and the equation for Champion Health Club, and you realize that Champion costs less than Phoenix Health Club. How much less? I don't know, but you can easily sub it in. You know what? Let's quickly do it. So 20 times 12 plus 100, that's going to be Champion. So Champion costs $340. Phoenix is 380. So if you go with 12 months, go with Champion, or 1 year. Champion's better by $40. Okay, so that's the solutions to the homework sheet on substitution.